And so we're going to get this thing started on time.
Makes sense.
One of the things that we do here is if this is your first time or if this is your fifth or sixth time, guess who gets to build the agenda? I do. And what I like to do,
We've tried to change that, just so you know. But
yeah, they tried to change it. And the reason why I build the agenda is because I've been attending meetups for 15, 20 years. And one of the things I don't like about meetups is that usually the speaker is boring. Usually there's not deals that are presented there. And so what we thought we would do is that we would create a meetup that's deal centric, right? So at the end of the day, guys, I get it. That's why we're all here. We're all here to do one thing. We're here to make money, right? And so what we're going to do, guys, is not only present you guys with the deal so that you guys can kind of get an idea what you like, what's a good deal, what's a bad deal. But so we have 4 pillars that we like to do. The first pillar that we're going to do is networking, right? We start from 7 to 9. But what we're finding is that you guys are starting to show up at 6:30. 6:30 is turning into 6:15. 6:15 is starting to turn to 5:45. Not a problem for us. We're setting up. You guys are welcome because this is what it's all about. It's all about networking, number 1. Number 2, and more importantly than the deals for me, is that you're going to be educated. We're going to go over topics each meetup that a lot of you guys are going to learn something new, right? We're here to educate you. Number 3, hopefully we'll entertain you, right? You know, I'm not on SNL or anything, but we're going to try and keep you guys entertained. And the 4th and the most important thing that we're going to cover, guys, we're going to cover deals. All right, deals. And so that's going to segue me into the type of people that are in this room. And so I want to get a show of hands. First and foremost, if you have a pink sticker on and you are a wholesaler, raise your hand. I got wholesaler row over here. Horace, Dave, you're it. Jojo, how many is that? Manif, where are you, Manif? 1, 2, okay. 7, I see 7 wholesalers. Why is that important, guys? If you're a buy and holder or you're a fix and flipper, guys, you want to go meet these. You guys should be gravitate to these wholesalers at 9 o'clock. No? Hopefully we're out here at 8:45. I don't know. Okay? Those are your wholesalers, guys. Add to your cash buyer list. If you're a wholesaler, add to your cash buyer list. You ain't no wholesaler, but if you're a wholesaler, I love you, man. I love you. Yeah, okay, you're a wholesaler right now. We're going to make you some money. Not that you might need it. All right. Fix and flippers, raise your hand. A lot of guys, wholesalers, you should be turning your heads around, spending them. These are your fix and flippers. All right. Buy and hold investors, raise your hand. We got a lot of those in here too. Real estate agents, raise your hand. Look at the real estate agents, guys. Would you guys call yourself investor-friendly real estate agents? Yes. Right? So now we got investor-friendly agents in here. The real estate agents that have raised their hands, which of you guys are also commercial in nature as well? Raise your hand. And I see a couple of you. Coretta, you're commercial. I know you're commercial. You're commercial. Are you commercial? You're an investor, right? You're strictly a commercial investor? You'll do some fix and flips. Good. Lenders, whether you're a direct lender, whether you're a hard money lender, whether you're a mortgage guy, whether you're a loan broker, raise your hands.
Sure.
Guess what that means, guys? We got money in the room too. We got money in the room. My man back there, you're Washington Capital Partners. That's our number 1 competitor in the hard money space, WCP.
Other guy.
He's sitting right back there. You guys are probably going to look at me and you're going to be like, I don't get this. You're a hard money lender. Why are you bringing the biggest hard money lender in this area to your meetup? Right? It's funny. I get it. I'm laughing. Why? Why do you think? Because all of us hard money guys have our own different appetites. The deals that he will do, I might not do it. The deals that I can close in 3 days, he might close in 2 weeks because he needs an appraisal. He might broker a loan or 2 that I don't broker. So we all have our different appetites. And guess what, guys? What's the number 1 thing that we're trying to do here? We're trying to close deals. But more importantly, though, we're trying to build a community. We're trying to have all this deal flow come through our community. And that brings me to the next set of folks I want to point out. Title companies, raise your hand.
Oh, Lord.
Title company, raise their hand. Cried settlements, right? Hey, look, let me tell you something. If I'm growing a title company, which I'm not, I think this is one of the events I'd want to come to, right? If I had a chance as a title company to meet wholesalers, to meet fix and flippers, to meet buy and hold investors, to meet commercial real estate agents, to meet commercial guys that are investing in real estate, Teresa, raise your hand. I think I would want to show up, right? Christie's the only title company here. All right. Who have I missed? Did I miss anybody? Oh, service guys. Thank you, JoJo. All right, hold on. Not yet. Service providers are in the yellow. Guys that do trash out, raise your hand. These two brothers in the front, JoJo. What's your company's name?
Bill Smartset.
There you go. Trash out. Contractors, raise your hand. Driss, I know that. I got a couple more contractors. Keep your hands up. You're a contractor too, right? Good. Sal, you're everything. I really love you. Why is that important? Contractors, I want you to go meet the fix and flippers. Contractors, I want you to go meet the buy and hold investors. Okay, that's really, really important. Contractors, I want you to meet the guys doing commercial deals. So whoever's doing commercial deals, raise their hand. You're doing commercial deals. You are. I know you're an end user buyer. Oh God, you're all over the place. I love you, guy. Teresa, where are you? All right, Teresa's another commercial. You do commercial deals. So guys, we have everything we need in this room. What do we not have in this room? We got deals, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you guys deals. All right. Last thing I'll do, I'll cover the room. Teresa, I just shouted you out and you were gone. Teresa, raise your hand. She's a commercial investor. She recently got a trailer park, let her under contract, LOI.
I have good news.
What's your good news? All right. I will, I'll give you my deposit slip when we're done. All right, congratulations. That's good news. Actually, I wanted you to present that, well, we do success stories. So represent that, but go in a little bit more detail. Last thing I'll do. How many guys is your first time? Raise your hand. All right, that's good. Second or third time, raise your hand. Fourth time? All right, fifth, sixth time. You've been to every one but one or two. Oh, good. Good. Welcome. Last but not least, Clear Sky Education students, raise your hand. All right, we got still a lot of students here. If you guys are thinking about becoming a student, talk to these guys, see what their experiences are, see if they like us or hate us. Guys, one of the things about Clear Sky Education is that you got a bunch of old guys here. All we do is deals. We're willing to teach you guys how to do deals because we're doing deals. We certainly don't have time for it, but we're fitting it into our schedule. I don't know how much longer we'll be doing deals. Probably 20 years. We're deal junkies. Just like the crack addicts, man. Give me the pipe, give me the needle, man. I'm ready to go. I got energy, so I don't think I'll ever stop. So welcome to everybody. I'm really happy you guys are here. I hope for those of you that are new, I really hope that you guys have a good experience. What are we? What's the Clear Sky Deals Meetup? What this is, basically, guys, this is a monthly gathering where we share success stories, we share deals, we share pros and cons of real estate investing, we share the things that work, the things that don't work.
You're on air.
Guys, can you lose money in this business?
So rare.
You're damn right you can. Have I lost money in this business? No.
Temporarily.
Yeah. Fortunately for us, we do so many deals that the deals that we lose a little bit of money on, we so far make it up for the greatest deals that we've ever done. So, but you can lose money in this deal. As a matter of fact, the last 2 years in Washington, D.C., we've had a lot of what I call investor hemorrhaging in D.C. Ward 7 and Ward 8, if you guys know that side of the Anacostia, property values have gone down 20-25%. Petworth property values have dropped 20% on the northwest side. U Street corridor property values have come down. And if anybody wants to tell you anything, they're lying. How do I know this? Because as a hard money lender, we've had to take back certain properties over there. Our investors weren't making money. The renovations were higher than they thought, and they just walked from our loans, and we've had to take the properties back. Shit happens. Okay. This is a monthly event, guys. You're more welcome to come. Second Wednesday of the month. Yes. July 9th is the next meetup.
All good.
We like you to sign up. If you don't sign up, this is a place for you guys to come. Scan here, guys. If you guys have a deal that you want to present, please scan your deal before you show up next month. We will put together charts and pictures and comps for you. will really do a good job of prettifying it. Sarah, raise your hand.
Tables will at the back.
Sarah does a good job of all these slides and charts that you're going to see.
Could you make the code bigger? Is that possible?
I need to introduce Gabby. Gabby, raise your hand. Gabby works for Clear Sky Education. She's a setter. We have a setter and a closer. We have about how many students we have? I don't even know anymore.
35.
We have 35 students that been with us for a long time. Talk to the students, but Gabby is with us on the education side. These are your color tags, guys. They're here for a reason. I still don't know all the colors. The only color I remember is pink because that's who you guys should all love. Those are the stars of the show, the wholesalers. Orange real estate agents. We got a lot of realtors in the room. Welcome, guys. You guys are really, really important to the ecosystem. Service providers, all you guys are really, really important. Not one guy, not one person in this room. You guys have different strategies. You have different things you do. Jojo came on as a student. Jojo hasn't gotten a deal yet, but he's got a trash out job for Horace starting on Friday, right? So there's more to it than becoming a student doing deals. It's part of the community. We have Giovanni's not here. He's a contractor. He's probably got 7 or 8 contracting deals from our students. Mauricio, he's not here. He's probably right there.
He's here.
Mauricio, did you raise your hand as a contractor?
Let me
Bro.
keep it off.
He was hiding.
Mauricio's a contractor. Raise your hand, dude.
He's busy.
He's working on 18 of our projects as we speak. I did say 18. And I did say Washington, D.C. tonight. Mauricio's contracting. All right. Look at the stickers. That's what they're for. I'm going to be quick about this, guys. If you don't know who we are with the Clear Sky Group, we have a 5-pronged business model that I'm going to cover in detail later on in this presentation. We still fix and flip houses. We have about a 50-unit residential portfolio that we own to this day. Most of our properties were acquired between 2009 and 2010. We own an industrial parking lot by Manassas Airport where we park semi-tractor trailers. We have a hard money business. We had about $40 million on the street right now. I'm a direct lender. I'm not a broker. I've never sold a loan. You come to us, you're here from the beginning to the end. We lend in DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, Louisiana, Florida. We might enter into South Carolina. I don't know. Florida, we're very nervous about because of the home insurance crisis. We're very nervous. I'm out of Florida right now, except for one second trust or one judgment. That's about it in Florida. Louisiana, I got a deal. I'm not so sure I'm going to lend back in Louisiana because of the hurricanes down there and the weather. I don't know. So, but we're heavy in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Very heavy. Clear Sky Holdings. Our claim to fame on that is Mr. Ed Grass. He's sitting right over there. We are a very heavy tax lien certificate investor in Maryland and DC. We're heavy. Okay, that's another one of our business models. Clear Sky Education, we just launched that. We wrote a book, Roadmap to Wealth. We've got 10 copies that Sarah made me take out of my car. You students didn't get a copy. Make sure you guys get a copy. And then now we'll introduce ourselves.
Wow.
Put this in a different order.
That's long.
Like
Okay.
through a
Well,
football.
so as Charlie likes me to say, I'm a lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. I actually have tried not to practice, but get sucked back in on sometimes we have issues. So it's good for all of you to know, I guess, investor-friendly lawyers who are comfortable with this kind of work, and they're relatively limited. And the other thing I was thinking about is I'm very much like our students in the sense that I was because of some wheelchair issues and otherwise, I retired from active practice and got into real estate with these guys and, followed them around, picked up their crumbs and, and then they taught me a few things and I taught them a few things. And that was sort of, in some ways, I think of that as the beginning of our education thing. Now I think I actually know something, which is, debatable. So anyway, but feel free to ask questions of me. I can certainly discuss informally how things work generally, not on particular specific deals, but it's I think a good part. You out there should make a relationship with a good lawyer, and then that's basically me.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 things that you guys really need to put in your tool belts. Number 1, investor-friendly title companies. Number 1. I don't care what you're doing. I call somebody, a lawyer at a title company, they better answer the phone. If I have a deal that has to close in 3 days, they better have that title search done in 24 hours. So you got to understand that. If they don't fit your criteria, find someone else. It's that simple. All right, because the deals are made in a week or less in this business. That's where all the money is. Okay, so you need investor-friendly title company, Pride. Raise your hand again. And you also need not only a good title attorney, but you might also need, if you're in commercial, you need a good contracts attorney. Not all attorneys are good. I'll be honest with you guys. So you really got to have some good attorneys part of your tool bag. Next is Sam.
So I've been in real estate 25 years as a real estate broker. We joined up with Ed in '08 on our first commercial deal and started working together in that respect. And Charlie and I started in maybe 2001. We started with Clear Sky Properties, putting a portfolio together. We were selling houses together as partners in real estate. And then eventually the company took over the real estate business as the company transformed itself. Inside our operations, I do all of the operational functions that come up with tracking and managing and execution. And sometimes I get out there with the clients and often with the investors to talk to them. And of course, like Charlie said, if you have a lawyer that you can call, a title company that you can call, it's all the difference on an operational side. You can fill the pipeline. If you're good at that, that's amazing. That's miraculous. But someone's got to execute, and it takes a lot of people, and a lot of people in this room work with us. To do it operationally, you have to really be communicating with people efficiently and fast. So that's my
And one of
bit of fame.
One of the things I liked about our book was that section on team building, and you can have sort of a direct team partnership, which I think is great. It's good to have at least one partner, and you can have virtual teams, and that's something that you can build here. People that you turn to time and time again for certain parts of what you do. It's hard to do everything yourself.
Yeah, and you really learn to appreciate people, whether they're taking the trash out. I mean, it does not matter what task someone is doing. They're all essential to the built world, to being in this building that we're in, or the property that you get. So it really, in operations, you really get an effective appreciation for all your clients and all the vendors and the students.
Yeah, well, he needs to do a better job of bragging. I'm gonna cover a couple of things. Heather, raise your hand. Heather back there. Heather's been with us for about 16 years, and Heather gives me my foreclosure bid sheets every day for all the auctions. She gets me all my pre-foreclosure stuff, all the properties that we track in DC and Virginia. But the most important thing that both Heather and Sam have done is that we own a truck yard by Manassas Airport that we've got it carved up to about 70 spaces for semi-tractor trailer trucks. It's an industrial piece of property. And what they did is that they totally automated our truck yard using an app called NetPark. So now instead of buying a truck yard that's maybe 5 or 10 miles from my house, we can buy a truck yard all over the country, and we can run it from Virginia. And so that's
And you do the same thing with the property software.
and we did the same thing with our rental properties as well. So all of our businesses between Sam and Heather and are all systematized, guys. The only way that we could grow with so many assets is to systematize all of our businesses. Karen, raise your hand. Karen, you still here? So Karen Avis is here. Karen runs our hard money business. She services every single loan. She runs every loan. She does everything. Once the loan is onboarded, you're going to talk to Karen all the way till the loan is closed. And her and Sam systematize that, right? We use, what do we use? The mortgage office.
Yeah.
And so that's the key to growing, guys. You got to do a lot to little. And so by the use of technology and all of our systems, we've been able to grow. So that's Sam. Before I change slide here, that's who I am. You guys can Google me. You can look me up. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who I am. I have a lot of experience in real estate, trust me. But my claim to fame, though, really is being president of Catholics for Housing. Luis is now the current president of Catholics for Housing, creating Foundations for Hope. One of the things that I did is I helped them buy a distressed trailer park of about 60 trailers. We've got about 57 of them rented right now at about $800, $750 a month. It's a cash cow, but we bought a dilapidated distressed trailer park. We saved 49 families from having to move. It was about 300 people, 180 kids. So if it wasn't for us saving that trailer park, they would have had to relocate. Let me tell you something. You can't relocate in Northern Virginia paying $600 a month at the time. So that was impossible. That's who I am. Clear Sky Sports Angels is a charity we're getting ready to launch. It's for low-income youth participation in sports. And so one of the things that's really true and nearly dear to my heart, and I'm going to show you guys this in a second. We got Trevor. Trevor, raise your hand. Trevor's got a brother named Darius. Darius runs an outfit called Higher Level. Corey, did you play for Higher Level?
Yeah.
You play for Higher Level? You play for Higher Level too, right? You guys play for Higher Level? Anyway, Higher Level is an AAU basketball team. I've coached Garfield for 10 years, varsity JV freshman. I've also coached AAU basketball for a long time. Not coaching this year. But my last year's team with Darius is we had probably the best team I've ever had as a coach. And I've coached a lot of good teams. I've coached a lot of Garfield teams where we went to the Final Eight, a Final Four team at Garfield High School. But this was my best team. And one of the most proud things I am as a coach is this is what we have done in last year's team. I've got 6 kids going to college to play basketball. 6. And, for me, and I'll explain to you, you see Mary Washington up there, sir? Yeah. Mike played basketball at Mary Washington back in the day. And so one of my kids, what'd you say?
I won't say was a, but back in the
Yeah, I get it. Been there before the 3-point line. I understand. And so, and so the thing of guys that I'm most proud about my students is that Grambling State, Division I, HBCU, right? I had a letter signing party at my house a couple weeks ago. Somebody signed their letter of intent.
Yay.
Yeah, that was exciting. Never had that happen before. So Division I, Gannon, Eckert, and Trevecca are Division II schools. They can now give out scholarships. So these kids are on scholarships. Washington College and Mary Washington are Division III. I don't know if they're getting financial aid. I don't know the financial status of those kids. But so next year, and I couldn't tell you how proud I am, I'm putting 6 kids through Darius and through our hard work with last year's team. We're putting 6 kids in college. And yeah, and so that's a good thing. And so I don't care about how much money is in this world. To me, this is more of a proud moment than anything I've ever done in my life. I'll be honest with you, right? Because we're dealing. Okay. We published a book called The Roadmap to Wealth. I'll get started because you guys want to get to the real stuff. We put together a book, Roadmap to Wealth. And what it does is it takes somebody for little or no education, puts them on the pathway to passive income in real estate investing. And so we teach you everything along the way to get you into passive income. Passive income being investing in real estate syndications, owning a trailer park, owning some commercial properties that'll peeling off a lot of investing, being a hard money lender, how to become a hard money lender, invest in a pooled mortgage fund, all these different types of passive income strategies, being a tax lien certificate investor, right? So we teach you how to get there. Our claim to fame is finding distressed assets, finding how to do it, buying into equity, whether it's a buy and hold or whether it's a fix and flip or whether it's a wholesale, take that capital stack and just simply reinvesting it. That's all it is. That's our story. And our book is our story, The Roadmap to Wealth. All right. That's our classes. If you're interested in being a student, go see Gabby. I won't stay on this too long. They'll probably beat you up later just because we have a lot to cover. This is a monthly snapshot of what our students have done this month. If you guys were here last month, that number was about $1.1 million. We've sort of pulled back a little bit this month. They've done 4 deals. June Street was Richard Yoon, Larkspur Country Mill was Tien, and then Race Point is another deal that's pre-foreclosure. And the way they bought them, 3 pre-foreclosure purchases and 1 agent referral from the last month that we met. So their potential student profit is about $745,000 in a month. Those are our students. Okay. We got a new podcast, Rich's Roadmap. Tune in here. If you guys were around us a long time, I think Horace, you might have been. We used to do a Basement Tales podcast back in the day. We had to put it on hold once COVID hit because we got so busy. We just didn't have time to do it. Or maybe it was after COVID. We just got really busy. But we have a new podcast, Real Estate Rich's Roadmap. You guys can hear us. We produce 1 a week. All right, deal updates. Who was here last month? Raise your hands. Okay, this is primarily for you. I'll cover quick. 4205 Eade Street. Emmanuel Symptom is one of our students. He had a buy and hold. It's still available, but I think he's going to keep it rented. It's a 2-unit property on Eade Street. Country Mill Road, that was a TN deal. She's going to keep it, renovate it, flip it. So she's going to put on the MLS. Lake Normandy, that was the big house in Hampton Forest, $1.6 million ARV. That is under contract. I think the under contract price is about 1.1175, something like that. Am I allowed to disclose that? Scratch the record. Hartford Street. Now, if you guys are interested in multifamily real estate deals in DC, Michelle Van Allen take that number down because this Hartford Street property is still available, but she's got another sixplex that she owns in DC. So you can get a 10 unit, six, and I think this was a 4 unit with a potential for 5. So you can get 10 units in DC. They're both vacant. They need to be renovated. So the contractor that's in DC, Ruben, your buddy, that could be for them. So she does have another property to add to that. You guys want 10 units in DC. You're going to have to talk her down on price. She threw out an extraordinary number, and I was like, I'm not letting you present to this meetup, not today. But she does have another property if you guys are interested in multifamily family in DC. She inherited these properties from her mom. Blairmore Street, I don't remember. That was in Beltsville. I think that's still available. I didn't call Kevin. I don't think Kevin's here. Mountain View Road, Teresa, that's your property. She's going to represent it. As far as I know, obviously it's going to be still available. So that'll be in the deals today. Bel Air, that was a Danville property that JD had. That sold. Buena Vista was one of our properties that sold. And so those are pretty much the deals from last month. And this is basically for you guys who've never been here before. This is basically how we do it. So any deals that will be presented today, I think there's 5 or 6. We're going to go ahead and cover the updates next meeting. All right. Before we move on, Teresa, I'll put you on the list. Anybody have a spotlight or success story that they want to present from last month? Teresa, it looks like you're it.
How to present what I presented.
No, the trailer park. Tell us about, I'd say what, tell us about the trailer park you got under contract, and then tell us about the RV park that you're just doing a distribution on.
Oh, well, you started underwriting on that RV park last year.
Yeah.
Do you want me to copy?
No.
So we bought an RV park with some friends, and I know the light. It's outside of Chicago.
Yeah, she's going to give you a mic. Just a
I
second.
don't need the numbers.
Sarah's got a mic for you.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah. That's better. So my friends and I, we bought an RV park outside of Chicago, and we basically rehabbed it, did some value added some spots. I don't remember the numbers. I'm sorry. But apparently we're doing distributions. Tom is not here because he was at the meeting tonight, and he texted me and said, we are distributing $35,000 to our 6 investors, which is awesome.
That's good.
I'm really excited. So, and then the other really cool thing that happened to me was last week. Last week the week before, we got an accepted LOI on a 24 unit or 24 pad mobile home park in Southwest Virginia. And I think they're going to accept our contract. So there's just a couple things we need to tweak, and then we'll have another mobile home park. We have partial ownership of 5 right
There
now.
you go.
But this one will be mine. Not that I want to have it all mine, but I might have another park.
You do. Trust me. You want it all yours.
Yeah, or I might do a JV deal. I don't know. I haven't decided. My idea was to 1031 one of my properties into it, but that's it. Anybody interested, let me know.
All right. There you go. So commercial. She's on the commercial side. She does syndications, trailer parks, anything that's cash flowing. You two might want to meet, right? So Teresa's one of that. Any other success stories that anybody else has? All right. We'll move on. Got any success stories?
We can keep moving. Yeah, we'll
keep moving.
Yeah.
All right. And if you got to be out of here at 8 o'clock, I'm going to skip around a little bit. So I'm going to get right to the first deal because I think it's 7:30. My presentation is going to take more than 15 minutes. So I'm going to skip around a little bit. So we're going to start deal 1 of the deals meetup. Get him a microphone and come on up and all. So Manif has one of the first deals to present. So we're going to skip around a little bit because he's got to go. And so here's your deal. And guys, Manif is a wholesaler. He's a very up and coming wholesaler, right? You've got Market Pro Homes, you got Express Home Buyers, you got Four Brothers, you got all the big guys. Well, he's going to be next in line. Okay. So you want to meet him.
Thank you, Charlie. So my name is Munif Saza. I'm a wholesaler. It's really, before I get into my pitch on my deal, I really want to give commendations to Charlie for putting this together, man. I've been in many, many meetups, man. This is one of the best meetups I've been to personally. Guys, put your hands together for Charlie.
I'm going to write you a check. I'm going to write you a check.
I'm not getting paid. Yeah, some people here actually know me. I'm Munif Saza from the Pace Morby Sub 2 community. I've been on Triple Digit Flip. I've been on many podcasts. You can Google me. I've been on Closers Olympics twice. I know some people here. Joel here. Joel and I go way back. And then Hector actually got me into wholesaling back in 2019. So, you've actually got a really cool people you've put together, man. Really cool people. I'm gonna be doing deals at the title company here. So I'm very grateful to be a part of this community. It's my first time being here, and I'm very grateful and humbled to present this deal. So I don't do the buy and hold. I don't do the fix and flip. I don't do the syndications. They're great strategies. I just suck at those things. I'm really good at talking to sellers and getting deals. I knock doors. I send flyers. I'm in the mail. I run Facebook ads. I run Instagram ads. I do digital marketing. I market, and that's where I spend my dollars. I spend my money marketing to bring you guys deals. I market, I get leads, I talk to the leads. A lot of them are homeowners. Some of them are realtors. They bring me off-market properties that they can't list. And I bring those properties to my buyers. And so we were talking about success stories. And last month, I had the biggest month of my career in wholesaling. Just wholesaling, I did the best I've done. And we are, in my opinion, going to be one of the big players here in the DMV. I wholesaled in Texas and Arizona, and I moved here 2 years ago, and I spent the last year just really marketing here to bring you guys deals. I'm not a flipper. I'm not a buy and hold investor. I'm not a lender. I don't borrow money. I just stick to what I'm good at, which is wholesaling. So I'm going to be coming here every month.
Guys, what color is the sticker?
I only have one sticker. If I could just do pink, 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 I'd do pink, 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 pink.
Buy and hold investors, fix and flippers. That's where you want to go, right? He's got deals. We all got the money. These guys got to execute.
So this one, it's funny because Charlie's actually one of my, he's on my VIP list. And VIP buyers are people who I trust to present them deals before I even get them under contract. Because a lot of deals, I'll be working these sellers, getting these verbal agreements before I even put pen and paper. I'll show these deals to my VIP list, which is a very exclusive list I have of 100 people. And I show this to Charlie before I even had the deal ratified to be able to sell as a wholesale deal. It's funny because on the way here, I got it ratified. So now, we got it ratified. It's under contract. And so Eugenia Avenues in Glen Burnie. I'm new here to the DMV. Most of my deals I've done in Texas and Arizona. But I'm really liking Prince George's County. I'm really liking Anne Arundel County. So this is in Anne Arundel. It's a residential house with a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,224 square foot house. The renovation cost for this one, 75 is a safe number. I'm getting different quotes.
I'm showing them pictures as you're talking.
Oh, great. I've gotten different quotes from different buyers. Depending on what you're going to do, you're going to spend more or less money depending on your relationships with your subcontractors. I know people here who have people that work for them on renovations and they pay them hourly. I know people that sub everything out. Depending on your exit strategy and your ability to get work done at certain prices, how much you pay for materials. If you go to Home Depot or if you have a private supplier, everyone's different. I think 75,000 is a reasonable number for the renovation. These are the photos of the house. Let's see.
That was a guess, by the way.
Well,
75.
that was great. Nah, that's great. I mean, but you've been doing this for so long. You can just look at photos and just be right on the nose.
He might not agree with me.
You know what? I'm a wholesaler. It's my job to be optimistic. I tell my buyers, I'm going to be, actually, I talked to a broker who said he could sell that for $425.
Hold on.
There you go.
Awesome for you.
There you go.
I got the one at 420.
Yeah, so
there.
I'm going to shoot. My job is not to beat up my deal. That's your job. You're supposed to beat up my deal. I got to present the best picture I can because I'm selling the deal. So beat up my deal. Go for it.
I know you're making me feel bad.
But, I think reasonably 375 or 99.
I think
is reasonable. But, if you catch me, happy hour, I'm going to tell you this will sell 425 all day. I'm asking 239 for this. So that's what we're asking. I think, I want my buyers to make money. I never, ever, ever want you guys to lose money. Because if you lose money, you're going to stop buying from me.
Right.
I don't want you to stop buying from me.
Yeah, not only that, though, guys, it drives me crazy when they overinflate the ARV, underinflate the renovation, and by the time you do the numbers, He's really honest. One of the things you got to understand, guys, 1,224 square feet, that's square footage. But if you look at some of the comps, 1190 square footage, similar model, that sold for 420. 1128, right? He's providing comps that's a little bit bigger square footage wise, but that's okay. But he's providing comps of a very similar square footage. And I've been doing this for a long time. I don't see that in the wholesale game, not from the high volume guys like yourself. And so I got to commend you for that, because the number one thing for us, especially the high volume guys, Joel, you're a high volume buyer too. And I know your mom's a high volume buyer. You got some high, Gary, raise your hand, Gary. Gary's a high volume buyer. Who else a high volume? Chris getting there, Brandon and Chris. So you got some high volume fix and flippers in this room. And so if your numbers are correct and they got access to the money and they don't have too much deal flow, you're going to sell like crazy. Now, they might not know Anne Arundel County like we know it. Might not know PG County because most of these guys just know Virginia. But some of these guys, Joel, you got a deal closing in PG County coming up. You might even take this one in Glen Burnie. Anne Arundel's phenomenal too, guys. We love Waldorf. We like Anne Arundel, huh?
But it's funny when I walked
It's
in.
going to sell. Guys, it's going to sell. Anything else you want to add?
No, hey, I appreciate you for giving me the platform. It's really an honor for me.
Good
I'm
for you,
very
man.
humbled, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Hector. All right, so we had to jump a little bit. We don't do this very often just because he's got to leave by 8 o'clock. So I wanted to sort of get into the deal presentation piece of it. Manith, that's your right number. We got everything right on you, right? Contact is right. Manith, I don't have your email up there, but you'd rather be called, right? Call him. There's his number. Okay, guys? Yeah, buddy. Okay. Now we're on to the fun stuff. Even though that was fun. Actually, I had a good time. So remember, guys, education, deals, networking, right? Education, deals, networking, hopefully some entertainment. This is the education part of our program. People always come up to me over and over again. Matter of fact, the next topic is for Corey and Joel, wherever the hell Joel went. People always come up to me and they say, how do you know if this is a good deal or a bad deal on a buy and hold? How do you know if this is a good deal or a bad deal on a fix and flip? How do you know what commercial property you might want to buy? How do you know who to lend to and how much to lend to as a hard money lender? What is your philosophy on tax lien certificate investing? What's your systems? How do you do it? How do you find deals, right? And so one of the things that I did is I put together a presentation called simply Clear Sky Rules. And I'm going to go over 5 of our existing business lines. As a matter of fact, these are our only business lines. Fix to flip houses. We have a residential rental portfolio. We have commercial assets that we own. We're obviously hard money lenders, right? I've got rules around that business, tax lien certificate investing. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to explain to you our rules for each different topic that you might be interested in. And when I'm done, at the end of each topic, feel free to ask questions. All right? Because I'm going to be very, very transparent. All right? Just like Brandon, we went over a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, we went over a deal today. Did you get that under contract, the deal we went over?
Not yet. I'm gonna talk to them on tomorrow.
I love you, man. Good luck.
Thank
All right. Fix and flip, guys. We all know what a fix and flip is, right? We do. Who doesn't know what a fix and flip is? Raise your hand. I don't care. You don't know what a fix and flip is, raise your hand. All right. Here's our rules. Rule number 1. And rule number 10, 11, 12 through 20. We purchase off-market distressed assets. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. Since 2003, that's what we do. That's number 1, right? I don't want to hear somebody saying, oh, I'm going to buy this deal because of cash flows, but I'm going to pay market value or more than market value. I don't want to hear that stuff. You got to buy the equity. That's how you create wealth. Cash flow's nice, but we want to create wealth. So we'll buy between 65% and 80% after repair value. And I do say minus the renovation. A lot of times for us, though, I know the age of the property, I know the renovation. I'm just going to purchase it at a certain percentage. Now, some of you guys might be staring at me and saying, holy shit, you buy 80% of the after repair value. Yeah. If I have a 2019 property in Bristow, Virginia, and it doesn't need that much renovation, and I can do what's called a wholesale on it, oh yeah, I'll buy it at 80%. on the dollar. I might even go to 82%, right? It all depends on the asset, guys. It all depends on the age. And just like that renovation that Munif presented, I just looked at a few pictures and I threw 75,000 in there, give or take. It's going to be between 70 and 80 or 90. That's close enough. Our target profits, I'll even go over our target profits. In Virginia, we run at 8 to 10% profit margin. If I can't get that profit margin, I don't do it. Why? Because Northern Virginia is still high. The inventory is a little bit newer, less renovations in some areas. Maryland, PG County, Montgomery, Anne Arundel. What I missed? Charles. We look to 10 to 15% Maryland, sometimes 12 to 15 because my contractor, Mauricio, and other contractors are on the Virginia side. They've got to travel. Got another couple contractors in Maryland, Carter Post come to mind. He hates traveling to certain areas. So I've got to increase the profit margins to make it worth their time. DC, I can't stress this enough, guys. Our profit margin in DC is 20 to 25%. If I'm buying a project in Petworth and it's worth, let's say $750,000 ARV, if we're not making $100,000 to $150,000, I don't want it. Because the renovations on a fully gutted Petworth is $150,000 to $250,000. If I'm going to spend that much money on a renovation, target budget to make close to the renovation, I'd better be making that kind of money myself because I'm the one that bought it. I'm the one that hires you, Mr. Contractor. If you're going to make more damn money than I'm going to make, oh, hell no. Hell no, right? We're not doing it. The other thing that we do on the fix and flip side, and this drives me crazy on the hard money side, is we avoid tear downs or expansion or expanding the structure. Why? You guys know why? Okay. You write credit. It takes too long. I'm buying into what's called present value. He left in, where'd he go? Raise your hand. His mom is Fazia. They buy at the courthouse steps. They are the leader courthouse buyer in Northern Virginia, Spotsylvania, all the way down to Virginia Beach. That's the leading buyer right there. I don't want to compete with that. They pay way more than I'll ever pay. That's just the way it goes. That's your competition. So we avoid tear downs and we avoid expansion because I'm buying into present value. I'm not buying into future value. I'm not buying in December hoping I get a 10% jump in spring. I have a $400,000 ARV, but the market's going to jump 10%. I think my ARV is 440. We don't buy into future value. We buy into present value. Okay. Also, too, 7 and 8. Renovations under $100,000, we have a 10% budget contingency. Renovations over $100,000, we add in a 20% budget contingency. That $70,000 budget that we had from an IF, it's going to go out at 77, 78, 10%. Shit happens. We go over budget. Guys like Maurice need to make money. You like your change orders, right? You shake. They all love them change orders. We don't do change orders. All right. Those are our fix and flip rules. Any questions? You guys understand that? Okay. Let's move into our buy and hold portfolio. What do we do? Guys, what's the number one step?
Purchase off-market distressed properties.
There you go. We buy off-market distressed assets. Why? Because when you're building a buy and hold rental portfolio, people want to say, I buy for cash flow. No, you don't. You better be buying for building wealth. It's called wealth generation. If you happen to get cash flow, that's good. But you want to buy it with wealth generation. How do you build wealth? Well, you buy into an equity position, whether it's a 25, 30% equity position, right? If it cash flows, that's great, right? So our rule of thumb, you guys are going to hear the 100 times rents rule or you'll hear the 1% rule. Well, it's very simple. If the rent is $2,500 a month, I want to be in there between about $250,000, anywhere between $230 and $280. That's kind of our guide. That's our guide, right? I want to buy into a 25 to 30%. I didn't put that in there, did I? Yeah, I did. 50 to 25% equity position. I'd rather be at 30, right? Because once you get the renter in there and it's cash flowing, right? A lot of things are happening. You already got an equity position, right? I saw you talk about getting a HELOC to borrow off your house in one of your Instagram reels, which was very good. And so if you buy into, let's say, a 25% equity position, you've got a tenant in there. I'm assuming that you're getting a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio loan. And so you're going to have a mortgage against that property, whether it's a 25 or 30-year mortgage, all depending. Well, your tenant's in there. So your tenant is paying down the principal, right? Tenant's paying down the principal. You're getting cash flow, maybe a little bit extra positive a month, but you already bought into an equity position. The beautiful thing about wealth generation is that you're going to get to ride the market for free. You got a tenant in there paying your mortgage, maybe giving you some positive cash flow. You bought into some equity, but you're basically riding the market for free. So what's happened since 2009 in Northern Virginia? Oh my. What's happened?
You got a good free ride.
Right? What is 5% a year doing an asset that's worth 500 grand, guys? You ain't got to be rocket scientists. 25 grand, 5% a year. Times that by 10. What's that? $250,000. Did you do anything? Not really. Your tenant's paying your mortgage down. You might do a little bit of upkeep. If you have $500-600 positive cash flow, hell, all that money gets sunk back into upkeep. All right. Location, location, location. And like I just said, market, and you guys got to remember this. For all you young folks who think the market never goes down, market appreciation is icing on the cake. Do not buy with future value in mind. Do not. Markets stay the same. Markets decline. Even though we haven't seen that here in Northern Virginia, hell, we see in DC getting our butts kicked. We're coming at it. Maryland, same thing. PG County, crime has dropped some of those properties in that county. So you guys got to be aware of that. Any questions on this? Okay. Commercial property. Some of you commercial agents are in here. One of the things I want to stress is commercial real estate's a little bit different than residential real estate. Residential real estate, it's easier to find distressed assets because there's more of them. There's more houses. Commercial property in nature is a different animal altogether. But some of our buying strategies are relationships, number one, people referring us deals because they know we have the money and that we'll take it off their hands, whether it's the commercial wholesalers, which really don't exist, whether it's a land wholesaler, which is, they exist a little bit. But we also bought in properties in bankruptcy court. Ed, raise your hand. Straight grass, helps with that. And then also auctions too. So these are the ways that we look to purchase commercial assets, right? And so when we evaluate the commercial asset, number one thing we have to understand is zoning. Can I change the zoning and get a more maximum use? And what does the cash flow look like? We buy into what's called NOI, net operating income. And so I have what's sort of a certain capitalization rate. That's our target cap rate. But more importantly, there's two things that we have to do. We have to buy into our cap rate on the cash flow. We have to buy into some equity in the zoning. But more importantly, though, I need to find a property where we can increase the cash flow. And that's something that we'll buy. We're just not those guys that's going to buy an existing commercial property that's running at a 5 or a 6 cap. We're not those guys. We don't have all this money where we want to place it at such
What's a 5 or a 6 cap?
All right, what's a 5 or 6 cap? Okay. Cap rate stands for capitalization rate. What that says is how much money do I want to make off of a certain amount of money? So let's say I have $1 million. I'm looking to invest $1 million and I want a 10% return or a 10 cap. So I'm looking at an investment that's going to peel off $100,000 a year in cash on cash return. 100,000 divided by $1 million, 10%. That's a 10 cap. A 5 cap is the same thing. So instead of getting $100,000, you're getting $50,000. That's what cap means. It's a capitalization rate. That's more of a commercial term, but that's part of our rules. Okay. So those are our rules on the commercial side. Yeah.
What cap rate do you look for your house?
Well, because we're in the hard money business, and I'm going to say something to you. My loan goes out at 12 and 3, 12% 3 points. If I can do that twice a year, what's 12 plus 6? I'm getting 18% on my hard money portfolio at $40 million. Now, for us to buy into a commercial property, I would say we'll probably buy between 10 and 15 cap. If I can't get anything at 10 or 15 cap and we can't improve it, I might not even look at it. But we're divas. Right?
Yeah.
You're looking at the biggest diva in the world. That's why you're here.
Well, we're operating it too. I think
Now we're divas, but we are.
they're
we're
not passive returns.
Yeah, we're operating it. Even though for us, we want to say it's a passive return. For us, nothing is passive yet because we're still actively, passively getting money. I mean, like the truck yard. I mean, the truck yard's the best investment in the world. The trailer park that I have with Creating Foundation for Hope, that's the best investment in the world. These things are cash flow monsters. I can't even tell you what the cap rate on that stuff is. It's a lot. 50%. I don't even know what it is. But that's what we do.
Don't worry.
But we'll buy it at 10. It's got to be a 10 or higher over Adidas. All right, hard money lending. I'm going to cover this a little bit more in detail when we build loans. I'm going to give you a scenario of a loan that we're going to build. What is hard money? Everybody know what a hard money lender is? Who doesn't know what a hard money lender is? Raise your hand. It's an asset-based lender, right? They lend on the deal itself, into the deal itself. It's an asset-based loan. For us, we don't check income. We don't check credit. I only care about the asset itself. All right. The next thing I care about, how am I getting paid back? Is it a fix and flip? Fix and flip's going to pay me back. Is it a buy and hold where you have decent credit? You're going to refinance me out with another loan, usually a debt service coverage ratio loan. Maybe you're not going to do either one of those things. Maybe it's a second trust where you're going to sell your Amazon Web Services stock and pay us back. I have a deal out there right now that's a second trust on a foreclosure that we build him out of a foreclosure. He was supposed to pay us back with selling Amazon stock, and he failed to pay us back. So hopefully the next iteration of RSUs, restricted stock units, he's going to pay us back. That's the exit strategy. Not a good one if you're us, because his mortgage is running 3.5%. He's not refinancing that mortgage to pay us back. Don't feel bad for me. He owes $425. He owes us $125. House is worth $1 million. $550 into $1 million. You guys would do that loan all day, wouldn't you, Dickie? You'd do that second trust all day. What are our rules? We'll lend 75% of the after repair value in Northern Virginia. Guys, I'm not telling you the purchase price. I'm telling you the after repair value. It's different than the purchase price. Maryland will go to 70. DC, I'll go to 60 to 65. It's a fairly newer property in DC and doesn't need that much renovation, I'll go higher. It all depends on the asset. All depends on the renovation. Loan to cost, LTC, you guys will hear what's loan to cost. I'm going to cover this in a little bit more detail here in a second. Loan to cost is your purchase price plus your renovation, right? So if I'm buying something that's worth $800,000, I'm buying it for $500, needs $100,000 renovation, $600,000 is my loan to cost. I'll lend 70% of that, or 80. Chris?
Just the 75%, let's say for Virginia, this is 75% of the after repair value. Does that include the money for the renovation as well?
Yep, it does. So in Virginia, let's say I got a house in Dale City that's worth $500,000. Dale City, 22193. Somebody's buying it for $300,000. It needs $50,000 in renovation. I'll lend 70% times $500,000, which is $350,000. You're buying it for $300,000, $50,000 renovation. Guess what? You're getting 100% loan to cost loan. The only thing that you're coming to the closing table with is closing costs. That's it. Because we're lending into the deal equity. We're lending into the equity. And remember, you guys have created that equity when you purchased that house for $500,000, you purchased it for $300,000. Now it might need $300,000, might need $75,000 renovation. Because Maurice is looking at me like, no, they know ain't no house in Dale City built in 1975 that only needs $50,000 renovation. It's the Dale City 80, 90, or 100. He knows. But that's just for the example.
The renovation part, do you charge interest before they use it or as they?
Nope. We charge when you use it because when I do a loan like that, I have to take all that money and set it aside. Like I have to take the money and set it aside.
So that charging on the full amount.
Yeah. But for us though, we're going to pre-draw you. So if I got a $50,000 renovation, 2 draws of 25, the day you close and it's reported, then we'll send you your first 25.
Really?
Yeah. Mr. Washington Capital Partners, we're the only lender that does this. We are the only lender that does this. Let me repeat myself. Why is that? You guys know why? It's a great question. Why? No, what? No, really. Why? It's going to blow your minds. Why do we do it? Because I need to know within the first draw if there's a problem between the borrower and the contractor. I need to know if that contractor knows what in the hell they're doing because they're not getting another $25,000 if they haven't met their draw one milestones. We're going to kick them to the curb. That borrower is going to kick that contractor to the curb. So if that contractor is not performing, guess what? I'm now taking their property back that's got $325,000 into it. Maybe $25,000 was ripped off. But guess what? Maurice gets a call. Hey, Maurice, I need this house done. He'll do it for 75. I'm in there at 400. I'm selling it for 500. Am I getting my money back? It's brilliant. Thank you. Who came up with that idea? It might have been Sam. I have no idea. But that's why we do a pre-drive. That's exactly.
You have to have, 5 or 10 experiences before other companies listen to that.
We don't care. And the reason why we don't care is if you're the person, like Ola, raise your hand. I'm going to point out Ola. If you're the person that found that deal and you found that deal at such a nice equity position, I don't care that you've never done a deal in your life. There's only one thing I'm going to tell you, and that's yes. Let's go. Because if you need help executing, Maurice, raise your hand. Maurice is going to go by there and do the work. Or a contractor that I know is going to go by there and do the work because they're going to mitigate my risk. Not you, the borrower that found this great deal. Maurice is mitigating my risk. So we get it. You know why we get it? Because we fixed and flipped over 400 houses. We understand that at the asset base. Let's see, what else? Mr. Washington Partners, you might want to hear this one. One of my rules, I will never refinance out a project from another hard money lender. Never. Yeah. Why do they need to be refinanced out?
They're having problems.
That borrower's having problems. And most of those deals are in DC. We don't want to touch that problem. And Maurice will tell you, the worst thing that he could ever do is follow up on somebody's contractor's work. He would much rather have a full gut renovation than to follow up on another contractor's work. True or false? True. We just don't do it. Number 4. We are battling Chat GPT in court right now. AI.
Ed is battling most.
We were in bankruptcy court yesterday fighting Chat GPT. And I think the judge knew that AI was involved.
Oh, yeah, she's
Because the
smart.
idiot that was representing himself didn't know how to talk about his Chat GPT filings. Never lend to someone who has been involved in litigation. Guys, we've got to have the best lawyer in this area. Let me repeat that. He's the best lawyer in this area. You don't want to be on the other side of him. This Chat GPT guy, one lawyer got disbarred. The other one knew he didn't have a case and he quit. Now he's our friend. You don't want it on that stuff. So again, we just instituted this policy last week. Because as a hard money lender, we can institute policies anytime we want to. We can change our lending criteria anytime we want to. Now, the next thing that we do is contractor vetting. Remember you told me about the first guy that you won't lend to because he's a first timer? Well, we love first timers because you know what? Joel's here. Harold's not here. Is Harold here?
Yeah, everybody.
Harold's not here. Harold's on deal number 27 with us. Harold brought us a deal, first deal, 5 years ago. Joel, how many deals you done with us? 17 or 18?
Probably more than that there.
Probably more than that. I can't even keep track. We love first timers, guys. First timers turned into 20 timers. You ever seen Saturday Night Live? Got the 5-timer jacket, the 10-timer jacket. Well, we got 20-timer jackets, and we're proud of that. Commercial purpose, right? We don't lend owner-occupied loans, even though we kind of did in the past, and we still kind of do, but we try to stay in the commercial world. 6 to 9 month loans, and we understand the exit strategy. That's basically our rules on hard money lending. Any questions before I go to the next thing? Our last topic on our clear sky rules. Any questions? Sam, any questions?
Keep moving.
Am I doing okay on time? Mr. Harris?
8.
What?
8 o'clock.
That's good. We already presented one deal.
Yep.
So I'm good. 8:15. All right. Tax lien certificate investing. Who doesn't know what it is? Raise their hand. Guys, most of the room should be raising their hands. Shy.
Fire book.
Our book.
Got a whole chapter on it.
Tax lien certificate investing is in Maryland and DC. It's not in Virginia because Virginia is a tax property state. Tax lien certificate investing is, I own a property in, let's say, DC, let's say I'm in Petworth. Every year, I own it outright. I inherited the property. It's owned outright. I owe property taxes on this property, right? Well, let's say I got to pay $20,000 a year on property taxes, 2 times a year, right? 10,000, 10,000, or is it once a year?
Two times.
I don't pay my property taxes. I owe the Washington, D.C. $20,000. What Washington, D.C. does is they will auction off that $20,000 lien in the form of a piece of paper called a tax lien certificate. These tax liens come to a public auction where we show, how long have we been doing this? 10 years?
No, 2011 maybe.
Oh,
That one, yeah,
God, we're getting old.
yeah.
So we purchased the lien from Washington, D.C. The booby prize, let's get back into your question. The booby prize at Washington, D.C. is an 18% return. Who would get an 18% return on their money? We're owed $20,000. There's no encumbrances on this property. Would you guys say that that's a guaranteed 18% return? That's the booby prize. It's a great poll. How do we collect it? Then what happens is, because we bought this on this tax lien, we become senior in the title chain, right? Even if there was a loan on the property, we jump ahead of the loan. So then, after we've owned it for 6 months, we put together what's called a quiet title suit to get the property deeded to us. In other words, we will own the property, maybe. So that's basically the process. Now, that process takes about 2 years, year and a half.
In
for
DC, and anywhere between 2 to 5, but rarely that long.
So there's 2 ways of exiting it, 3 ways. Number 1, they pay their property taxes, whoever is the property owner, which hopefully they will. Hopefully the LLC gets worked out, the estate gets worked out. They pay the 20 grand plus penalties, plus fees, plus, and we get that check, right? Second way is we redeem the property. Or there's even a third way, and that's happening to us on one of our tax liens as we speak. Somebody's going to make us an offer to buy our tax lien certificate. Oh, you can solve it.
You can assign them. There's a fourth way, which is the property runs up so much taxes while you're waiting, you end up on your tax lien being underwater on the property. And so you've lost money. So, and the other thing to point out, and I always love the booby prize. I think I may have invented that one. It's from our deal strategy, which is we're happy to make money any way somebody wants to make us money or help us make money. And so tax lien has multiple outs. In DC, like a lot of places, there is, as Charlie alluded to, there's a bid process. So particularly desirable properties will have bidders, and effectively, without getting into the mechanics, which I think I cover in the book, you drive down your interest rate. You bid down your interest rate because you really want a particular property. You think you might get it, or it's a fantastic secured investment. So in terms of passive investing, places like Florida have, you can buy these tax liens. Your risk of losing your money is essentially nil with the right property. And that's one of the things we talk, I think you have up there about ARVs. You have to understand the value and the tax run rate. But on properties in Northwest, there's some people that come in from all over the place and really buy those up because they know they're playing for the booby prize, as it were. So, 8% is pretty good.
Yeah, some of these funds will bid a 9% return.
Yeah.
So if it's a $20,000 lien, they'll bid it up to $30,000, $40,000. So they'll build it up to $40,000, knowing that they're making 18% on 20,000. So they're making 9% on the entire 40. So they'll double the bid.
So when the property goes vacant and it's like 30, 50,000 a year, who owes? Do you have what?
That's the actual booby prize, or the probable prize.
Yeah.
Is if again, depending on the property, how many taxes are owed, you have to find all the heirs in order to sue them. By you, I mean we hire a lawyer. I don't even do it. It's very specialized. Yeah. Which is problematic to find the right lawyers to do this stuff, but I supervise. But in any event, you have to find all the heirs. You have to sue them. There's some new case law that people are trying to fight this stuff. So you have to understand the process that if I pay $50,000 for this tax certificate and the next year the property goes vacant or blighted, the $5,000 a year in taxes that it's running up becomes $25,000 a year in taxes. And if it takes me 3 years, your profit margin when you get the property really shrinks. And so we do have one that's underwater because I bought, I was in charge of this buying thing. I bought a property that needed to be torn down, and it has taken longer than I anticipated for the heirs to be found, to be sued. We may even break even on it or slightly above, but that's not what we're looking for. So there are landmines there. But if you're looking for passive investment at a good interest rate, it's great for that. And then the possibility, even with that, I mean, there are ones where people get 8%, 5%, whatever it is, and they get the property because somebody dies without any family. And so nobody's there to redeem the property. And that's when we were kids, the late night infomercials about getting houses for $100. That's how you would do it.
Maybe not that cheap, but yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing to answer your question is that, so let's say we own a tax lien on a particular property, right? The owner fails to pay the property taxes for the following year.
Just 1 year.
That's right. So year or two comes, they don't pay the 20 grand. Because we own the tax lien on the previous year that we got at an auction, even though we might have overbid it, we get to buy that subsequent tax lien at 18%, and we have no bidders.
Let's say to buy it to keep
Yeah, we got to pay. Yeah, subsequent.
it diluted. And then if there's a mortgage, and don't you have to sue for foreclosure?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a
Quiet title.
Charlie calls it quiet title. Like, well, in each state it's different. In DC, it's a foreclosure of the right of redemption. Redemption is they pay back the loan. So,
But there's no auction. It's just a lawsuit that's filed in court in
right.
front of a judge. Yeah.
And the hardest part is finding, because of the law in DC. I mean, each jurisdiction is different. Maryland's different. There's a lot of opportunity for people who know Baltimore. There is
City or county? City. Right?
city, if you right. Well, county's fine too.
County's
But,
good, yeah.
but there are so many properties in tax lien. As long as you understand what you're bidding on and what you might get and your cost structure, I just don't know Baltimore that well, so I haven't
really done it.
have a right of redemption after you won the foreclosure.
No. Once it's not a normal foreclosure. So they have the right of redemption up to a certain point, but once the court issues judgment foreclosing on the house, then it's over. But then you, the owner, now you're the new owner of the house, you have to bring all the taxes current. Now, like Charlie said, you may have been paying them along the way as subsequent, but that initial $50,000 could be $250,000 by the time you're done. If it's a $500,000 house before renovations, that's great. If it's a $250,000 house, if you paid $250,000 for, this is known as not a winner. So it's a technical term.
What's the average time that you hold on to one before you see the fruits of your labor?
So it really depends. There's the minimum in DC is it's 6 months before you can sue. Then they have to set a hearing. There's so many tax liens now, they're late setting hearings. The first hearing, you have to wait 1 year from the first hearing before the judge can grant judgment. But again, it's a fascinating thing if you get into it. Like I said, the book has a chapter, and DC's its own animal. But you have to find the people, and then if somebody dies early enough in the process, then you have to look for their heirs and sue their heirs. So but again, there's simpler versions of it, even in DC.
Yeah, it's not simple.
Yeah.
It's fun.
No, there's actually like again, people come in for Northwest DC. They figure I can't go wrong. If I get a property in Northwest, a lot of people, they look at the assessed value online. I don't care if it's 10% of the assessed value. I'll worry about it later. It's the other stuff where you can really get hosed.
Yeah. So you have to know the after repair value, right? And the renovation, because like in Baltimore City, like he was talking about, a lot of those tax liens are worth more than the property's worth. So you got to be careful. You got to know what it's worth. For us in DC, I got to caveat DC, we don't purchase anything that's titled to a person or an owner occupant. We won't do it because they have certain laws, especially if the property's occupied. We won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So we pretty much focus on LLCs in the states in DC. Also, too, we focus on properties that have no mortgages or loans. Now, we have bought liens where there is a first trust in place. Actually, we bought in a couple Washington Capital properties. We bought in their tax liens where they've been the lender. I don't know if we've got them redeemed. I think we did. And so on an occasion we will. And so what happens is we get paid back by either the lender who's the first trust or the owner, because it's in their best interest to get that tax lien certificate off that property. So we're getting our money. All right. Any other questions on that? All right.
Yes.
Oh, I hear you. All right.
So you say that if you even if you bought down the interest rate the first time, let's say you buy it down to 10%. I don't know exactly what. Say you buy it down to 10%, or the next time that the homeowner doesn't pay, you say he pays
You get 18.
18.
Yeah, you get 18.
Say you don't have the $20,000. Yeah, if I
You better-
I went to someone else
You go raise it. Just go raise it.
Because it's a risk-free,
Go raise it.
virtually risk-free.
Yeah, go raise it.
18%.
Yeah, because 18%.
Someone will, yeah.
Go raise it.
I mean, if you have equity,
Hold on.
it-
I'm gonna raise money right now.
Yeah.
Joel? Yeah. You got 100 grand? Yeah. I'm going to give you a 12% return. Will you take that off your 100 grand? I raise 100 grand. I'm going to take Joel's 100 grand. I'm going to buy a tax lien certificate that's going to pay me 8%, guys. So we'll talk about this.
18.
I'm going to skip over the hard money things, so don't worry about it. What's the term? 12%? You're getting 18%. What's 18 minus 12? 6. What's that called? Who said arbitrage? Not me. See? Arbitrage. You guys like me or hate me? You love me, right? You love me, right? You're getting 12% return on 100 grand. Is that worth it? Hell yeah, it's worth it. Giving you $1,000 a month on 100 grand. Meanwhile, you're making an 18% return off that 100 grand. Is that $500 a month in your pocket using Joel's money? Would you do that deal?
That's
All right, well, I'm going to pay you 6%. With time, 8:15, right? I'm going to skip over the asset-based loan presentation and get into what you guys came from is the deals. All right, so I'll skip over this. And I know we're running into time. So I was going to show you guys how we build asset-based loans. I'll do that another time. Deal presentation. I don't know who's next. So we have Manif present his deal. I'll thumb through that. Sarah, you next. Actually, runs up here like you are. Okay, Sarah's next.
And this is 60. You understand that we should not grade. It's a great passive investment.
Hello.
Do you want my mic?
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's on. So I have a single family home in Fairfax. It's off Ox Road, about 10 minutes from George Mason. Very close to Quirk Fairfax Station. If you guys are familiar, I'm like very close to Pope's Head as well too. It's about 1,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs on the second level, and then 1 on the main. So it's a split level hall. Monthly rent is about $3,000. I think it ranges from 3 to 3.2. I didn't do straight comps on it. Rental cost, unsure. ARV is around $775. And it's good for fix and flip or end user buyer. I will say with the fix and flips, I'm not sure if there's enough margin in there because, pictures, I couldn't get too many pictures. There's still a lot of stuff in there right now. We're moving all the boxes out, but as you guys know, moving is a pain in the butt and it's just so much clutter. The deck needs work. It needs to be fully redone. There is a shed in the back that was built about, I want to say 15 years ago. And then I put dates for all the major systems. And then I was able to pull pictures of 1 bathroom that we have upstairs. And then the kitchen, which was redone about 8 years ago, I think. There's hardwood throughout the whole house, but it definitely needs work. I mean, paint, everything. Everything from cosmetic to probably the biggest thing is the deck being redone. The unique thing about this property is that, well, it's not really a good unique thing, the bad unique thing. So there's a 1-car garage right here. And the previous owner, they put a wall up. So it has been divided into a storage room and then a garage in the front. It's not big enough for any car to fit in. I think I shared this last month too. If you guys were here, you can fit like a Prius or a bike. So the wall needs to come down, which, you know, I think contractors will say it's not a hard job, but it is something that needs to be done for it to be a functional garage. Driveway needs to be repaid, so I will flip this back. If you guys are interested, please contact me if you have any other questions. Let me know. This is an HOA property too. It's about $500 biannually for the HOA.
So you're getting hard financing during that type of renovations.
I don't really want to do I want to be done with the I want to let it go. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before we skip to the next deal?
Any questions?
Please, what was interested in your lunches?
It's about 4.3%. Annual elevate. Yeah, it's about 4.3%.
Is that suitable or subject to? Me is sub 2. Who's the loan in? Whose name's loan in?
My uncle.
Hey, down a lot, right?
Conventional. Yeah.
It can't be. Then it could be a sub 2 if he wants to keep it out there. My man, raise your hand, Hector. Sub 2 Hector in the house.
You say it's $4, 2 great.
4.3, I think, if I remember correctly. It's around there. Yeah.
All right.
It was 3 out once. So.
Sarah.
Type of questions we've already worked with Sarah, so I'm not big.
Oh yeah.
There you
And
go.
then you'll see Christy and I at the closing table.
Christy, the only title company here.
Yeah.
Sarah's information's up top, email. Thank you. One of the things I forgot to explain to you guys is on these deal presentations, we don't, we're not here to tell you whether or not the dealer is good or bad. What we do is we vet the ownership of the deal, right? So we either vet that you're an owner of the property, we vet that you're a wholesaler, and that you have the property under control directly to the owner. And we also vet, like in Teresa's case or anybody else's case that presents a commercial syndication or commercial deal, that you're either a general partner or you're a principal of the deal itself. So we take time to vet that out. So anybody that comes in front of this room, they're going to have control over the deal. So you guys can be assured of that. What you can't be assured about is it's up to you guys to figure out if you like the deal or not. Okay. We didn't do any voting this time, did we? We didn't put anything in? Okay. All right. Next, but not, and Sarah, that was good. So there's Sarah's information. It's a great location. It's off of 123 in Fairfax, close to George Mason. I don't know if she said that. It's a nice house. Pictures. Next one up is Horace. Come on up, Horace. Horace is one of our students. He found this house walking for dollars. We'll get on this side of that side. All right. So he found this house walking for dollars. Jojo going to clean it out on Friday. Joe Smart. We don't like Jojo. Joe Smart. And he's going to clean it out on Friday. So take it away.
Okay, good evening. Name is Horace. That number is my landline. My cell number is 301-747-1233. I have this property, 4405 Laurel, residential, 3-bed, 3 baths. It's basically a split level, 3,000 square feet overall, 1,500 upstairs, 1,500 down. I'm asking for 505, which is negotiable. The ARV on it is 825. It's a fix and flip if you want to, but then you have the option. I'm having an open house on it on Saturday between 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Come by, have a look at it, make me an offer. I'm the owner of it, so this is not a wholesale deal.
All right. Hold there for a second.
You said
But
east
do-
or west of
I'm going to do something out of blue.
Oh, this property is in the Mount Zephyr neighborhood of Mount Vernon.
so that's west.
Richmond Highway.
All right,
going
Miss-
towards.
All right, Mr. Horace, 1 second. We'll get questions here in a second. So let's take a live deal. So what I will do as a hard money lender, I'm going to take that 825 number Do you guys think I believe in that 825 number? Hell yeah. We came up with it together. I'm gonna multiply it by 75%. I will do a loan on this property for $620,000. Okay? 620 is gonna be all loan, all in. I'm gonna subtract out the renovation of 175. Your purchase is 445 money from us, which means you're gonna put down whatever the hell that is, 60 grand. Renovation is gonna be built into the loan. And so you're in it at 505, you're in this deal with $60,000 down with a chance to make, was that 680, chance to make a lot of money. That's how we would build a loan. If it's a 175 reno, I'll do 7 draws of $25,000. Not bad, right? Is that good? That's what you like it. You love it probably. But that's how we would build that loan on the fly, right? Because for me, I've already done the ARV. We did it together. We already know what it is. So that's how we would build a loan. All right, keep going.
Yeah, these are just some of the photos for it. Solid bones, brick all around. It had a pool, which it's up to you if you want to do the pool. Like I said, come Saturday when you come by, it'll be cleaned out, so all the junk will be gone, and you'll be just looking at the property itself.
That's a pool. Here's your first bit of advice.
Storage area?
Throw the pool away. Throw it away. If it's a dug-in pool, cover it. Put some sod over the top. We're going to show you a house in a couple months where Lauren bought a house in Alexandria. We had her cover the pool. So throw it away. Come on, man. Throw that away.
Here's the ring house in the pool too.
Okay.
You ain't throwing the pool away? You do. I know.
Put the pool on Craigslist.
Here's some comps.
Not everyone.
Yeah, 830. See the pictures. Another one on Gateshead, around 830. That closed April 2025. That closed in March. So we're sort of, that Greystone's under contract at 775. I don't know how many days on the market it was. I don't remember. A little bit different product type. I think you guys get the idea.
It's nice.
There's another one on Gateshead. It's active at 849, 850 now. The thing that you need to do about this is that's your boundary on the list price. You're not going to want to list it for more than 850. That's your top side, man. So make sure you're underneath that 850. And that's why we came up with 8. So wasn't.
Yes, Saturday morning, 10 to noon. 10 to noon.
You guys hear that? Saturday, 10 to noon. It's in my opinion, it's not a bad, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and let me just take a second to brag about Horace. I mean, you heard he did Walking for Dollars, but he came into our program. He had not done this before, or at least successfully before. And I think he put in the time it took to learn, to go out, to meet people, to talk all the different strategies and find this. And I don't know, to me, it's very exciting that one of our students who, started from the beginning has found such a great deal. And I think he's going to find a lot more, because once you have that ability to talk to people and understand it and put in the I don't know how many pairs of shoes you might have spent getting through to this, but it's definitely, I think you're pretty happy with the amount of effort to hopefully return. But the one thing that we can't add as teachers is the effort, and that we say that in our book as well. But if you're motivated enough to do it and you're willing to talk to people and spend the time, that's the kind of result you can get. So good job for Horace to do that.
And thanks, guys.
Teresa. All right, next up is Teresa.
Hey guys, so I'm buying a mobile home park, as we talked about earlier, and this is one of my buy and hold properties, and I'd like to sell it to 1031. And cash flow is great. I like it, but I'm buying a mobile home park. So that's the deal. It's a 2-1 on one side, 1-1 on the other side. Both sides are roughly 960 square feet. And I rent out the garage to an HVAC company for 800. Both sides pay their utilities. It's septic. Septic has had regular maintenance, has a new roof. That's about it. I got it's in Stafford. It's pretty good property. I like it, but I'm buying a mobile home park. So
All right, so let's talk about this.
yeah,
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second, guys, right? So we got 2,900 plus 800. That's a $3,700 cash flow, right? And if you can get decent terms on a loan, even at 435, that actually might cash out pretty good. So keep that in mind. So basically what you're doing, $3,700, $435,000. So that's okay. It's down in Stafford, it's a growing area. How much land? Is it on land?
it's on an acre of land.
On an acre of land.
It's actually right about half a mile from the back gate to Quantico. So the front tenants, they do the yard work maintenance. So, and that's the back unit that we just renovated. We just painted the whole thing and put in new flooring. I didn't send you guys the new pictures, but it looks good. I mean, alternatively, if I don't sell it, I can just use the money from that to pay the mortgage on the mobile home park. But I'm good.
All right. Thank you. Any questions? Sorry, any questions?
Man, they you got standards to it?
I have tenants in the front and the garage, and the back is listed for rent
That's
because
the 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
the one is listed. I mean, you could house hack it if you wanted to, but I just don't. 1-1, it's fine. So I like the cash flow. So
Yeah. So the other thing that she brought up was something called a 1031 exchange. Who doesn't know what that is? Raise their hand. Don't be shy. All right. So what a 1031 exchange is she's doing a tax deferred exchange. So she's going to buy a like kind asset, trailer park. So she'll be able to sell it, take all of her gains on it, put the gains into the new purchase and get it out tax free. That's 1031 exchange. It's the IRS code, 1031.
Where's the time limit on that?
it's like
45 days.
45 and 6 months or
That's
something.
45 days to identify,
Yeah.
6 months to actually close.
And I've had this since after the mortgage crisis. So I bought it low and I did a lot to it. It has a sump pump and I put in some French drains and it's a good property. I like it. But like I said, I want to buy a mobile home park and that's got some good equity in it. So there you go.
Anything else? Other questions for you guys? All right. I think I've got the last deal, right? This is the last one, sir? Yeah. Okay. This is sort of a commercial deal. So what happens is guys, if you guys have been coming for a while, is that we don't mind you guys submitting us deals. If you're either can't make it and you want to submit a deal, we'll do it as long as I know you either own it, control the contract, right? I don't mind doing it. And a lot of times some folks are scared to actually talk in front of the public. I'm a big mouth and I don't mind doing it. So this particular deal, I don't know if you guys know Roanoke, Virginia. I kind of do, but not as this well. There's a town next to Roanoke, Virginia called Boone's Mill, Virginia. And this person, she's a commercial agent. She's an investor. She lives in the Northern Virginia area. She could make it. She's got a bank drive-through. I'll show you pictures here in a second that she wants to sell. Lot is about 0.4 acres. There's 2 drive-through lanes. This is perfect for a bank tenant, but I tell you what now, with the way things are going, a Starbucks might be a good tenant in here. Anything with the drive-through capability, now you might have to change. Starbucks might work because it's not that big of a build out. It might be a good investment. 5,000 square feet, $320,000 of best offer. Monthly rent's about $2,800. Doesn't sort of meet the 100 times rent rule, but it's a commercial investment. She says the renovation costs $15,000. It might be more than that. I don't know that I have any interior pictures. I know Maurice would probably do it for $10,000.
Gas a little.
Yeah. You spend $10,000 in gas money going down the road. Buy and hold. See, that's the thing. The other thing is, guys, you don't want me presenting your deals. I'm not the best. That's about it, really. She's got plan, survey, flyer in hand, and she's the owner. That's her name, Ken Rosewall. I've known her for like 15 years. These are pictures. Dick, you still here, or you leave? Dick, you probably left. So basically, it's a bank, 2 drive-throughs, but it might not be bad for a coffee shop, something like that, doing drive-throughs. I don't know how the hell you'd reconfigure a drive-through to do coffee. I guess you'd have to just convert it into one drive-through because you're certainly not going to send coffee over the top.
We're not coffee experts. Let's just be clear about that. Coffee.
703-587-2475.
Thanks, Charlie. That's my number. Appreciate that.
There you go. That's the end of tonight. Anybody got any ad hoc deals that just came across their desk in the last 3 or 4 hours, or that they didn't want to present? Ruben, I know you have one maybe for next time, but does anybody have anything in hand? You got anything you want to present?
No, I would just like to say that, I mean, you already said it, but we're pretty much the biggest volume buyers in Virginia. He said it. I wasn't going to say it if you did say it, but we'll take any down. I mean, yeah, deal. Get my information.
Give it out. So he's big. Any Gary, raise your hand, Gary. Gary, you've been doing this for at least 20 years, right? 20. And I've known you for almost that long. Met you at Traction. So Gary's another high volume buyer. But I don't know, do any of you guys buy in DC and Maryland?
We do, but just like you, it's very far.
Right.
We won't touch anything with anyone in it.
Where are you?
No, DC. My wife from
Smart wife. All right, so you're pretty much Virginia. You'll do Maryland. Okay. Joel, you buy a lot.
Virginia, Maryland over here.
Yeah. So we have a lot of folks out there, high volume players. You got any wholesale deals you want to present? Anybody? All right. That's good. Okay. That's who I am. Follow me. We have a YouTube channel. We have podcasts once a week. We're everywhere. Scan it. There's all my social media stuff. Thank you, Sarah, who does all that. If you guys think I'm doing it, you're out of your minds. I'm too old for this stuff, man. I'll tell you. Reserve your spot next meetup. I believe it's July the 9th.
Click it one more time.
Click it one more time. July the 9th. You guys are more than welcome. I hope you had a good time. I hope you guys learned something, right? That's the whole idea. Okay. All right. That's it. There you go.